Cabarrus County. My name's Gwyn Brantley. I just wanted to welcome you to my remote working space. So come on in. I've chosen several different strategies and platforms to connect with all my students. As normal, they can reach me through my school email address, and they can get updates and announcements on my Northwest school website. I have added all of my students to a different Microsoft Teams where they are able to reach me and interact with me there. I can also do audio lessons to answer any questions that they may have and be able to hear their voice and interact with them. Well, we've all had to flip our classroom. We are converting their homes into learning environments. We've had to frame our assignments for them to be able to do hands-on activities, prepare ahead of time, and then go on and complete their worksheets, their assignments, and online assessments. As for my students, online learning is essential. It's an important skill to link them to their college and future careers. As for myself, I miss the daily interaction, and it has been a challenge to be able to give meaningful hands-on instructions and activities to enhance their assignments.
But because of the pandemic, I had to increase that level of communication to be sure that my parents were able to access the learning management systems as well as the students so that they could verify students were actually completing the work that they should do. So I have set up meetings in Teams with parents available so that I could show them how to access their students' Google Classroom pages and their Canvas pages. As a result of the pandemic, I've had to adjust my teaching strategies to accommodate my students with special needs. Typically, in a classroom, I work with 10 to 12 students at one time, but during the pandemic, I've only been able to see 2 to 3 students at one time because Microsoft Teams will only allow me to see that many students face to face. And I have to be able to see them face to face to be able to read their expressions to know if they're legitimately understanding the instruction or not. I've also had to learn how to navigate the learning tools that are available online, including the whiteboard, so that if I want to demonstrate or model a math problem, I'll be able to show them how to do the math problem, on the whiteboard. As a result of this, I have come to realize that I'm a lot more resilient and flexible than I would have ever given myself credit for. I've also realized that my students are resilient and that they can overcome a lot as well.
So to stay connected with my students during this remote learning time, we've done it in a couple different platforms. So I have the daily check-in with me as the teacher at the end of their lesson for their day. Just lets me know, what did you work on? How did you feel about the work? And also, how are you just feeling in general? There's also a spot for them to leave me a message, or their families to leave me a message about something that might need to be changed with the lesson, or just how they're feeling or any needs they have. For me, adjusting my teaching strategies was more about how can I provide my students access to their education or their lessons without all the modifications and accommodations we put in the classroom on a daily basis. So some of that required me to sort of train their families on those modifications and accommodations by recording videos of me practicing what I may do with their child when working a lesson, sending home those modifications through email, such as a token board or a picture schedule. So for me, it was about trying to find a way to make sure I still met my students' needs while teaching them remotely with what we would typically have in the classroom for them to be successful. What I've learned about my students, their families, and myself is that, as we know, change is hard. And it takes a little while to adjust to new change, but if you work together as a team to make those changes, accept those changes, there's great success at the end. So when we first started, we were changing things daily, kind of got to weekly as everyone got used to the new norm. So once we did that, families and students took off and have had great success with assignments and staying on target for their goals and their learning, and I'm seeing great progress at home with the change that's taken place. So I've learned that change is hard, but we can do it if we all stick together.